All right. Thank you for taking the time and energy to invest in watching this demo for the Foreclosure Funnel System, Three Ways to Get Paid. Why is it called Three Ways to Get Paid? Foreclosures happen every day in the United States, and this means plenty of leads for you to go after when helping homeowners know the process and preparing them for their future of their upcoming auction. This also means that normally professionals like you who are not well informed usually stop going after the leads once the auction concludes and the property is sold to another investor. I'm here to tell you that now there's two more ways you can help the seller and will help you explain more in detail in just a few short minutes. These three ways to get paid will be the entire elements or options that make up the foreclosure funnel system so you can utilize and maximize the efforts required to get paid from these type of county leads. This introduction is to inform you that real estate has endless opportunities as long as you have patience, determination, and dedication to keep taking action. What you're going to learn is how I'm using free and paid resources to create a follow up sequence every 30 days that is now available exclusively to you. I just want to say, welcome to the Foreclosure Funnel System. Let's begin. My name is Patrick Lee, and I'm your school community admin and a certified real estate mentor. My business was established in 2021. I have a master's degree in business management, a master's degree in marketing. With 5 years' experience in the real estate space as a connector, deal finder, closer, and marketing specialist helping LLCs build their brand and social media presence. I also have 1 year's experience as an acquisition partner working with multiple buyers in all 50 states. And if you need help building your own list, I can show you how to vet, pre-qualify, and collect the necessary information to verify those credentials. But let's briefly go over the three ways to get paid, and then I'll show you each section in detail as well as the responsibilities associated. So the first way to make money with foreclosures is the reinstatement of total payoff. This is the ability to stop the foreclosure 10 business days before the date arrives for the minimum amount to be paid to bring the loan current, or this is our opportunity to make a creative offer. The ability to pay off the total amount owed plus taxes, penalties, and fees, or the debt is below 70% of the ARV and at least 45K to 50K in investor profit, which we structure as a cash offer. With most foreclosure deals, we only use these two options. If you use the free calculator provided, it'll tell you based on these numbers how to structure your deal when it comes time to respond to these types of leads. This will quickly tell you which kind of buyers to market the deal to, whether they're a fix and flipper or a buy and holder. But this option takes place right before the auction. Next is the assignment of bid. This is by far my favorite way to make money from foreclosures, but will require your main focus to be on private agreements and negotiation skills. Offering you the ability to skip the title company where the buyer pays their purchase price directly to the county within 15 calendar days. Ownership happens instantly, and transfer of a deed could take up to 12 months in some states or less, but this is perfect for your buy and hold investors. Look, this means direct payments with no title company involved. Everyone signs a contract, the winning bidder agrees to double the profit on their bid deposit, and then signs over the rights to the deed. Once all signatures are submitted and the necessary assignment of bid paperwork is notarized and submitted to the county sheriff's office, the buyer pays you directly. This option happens during the middle of the auction, right before the final purchase price takes place. And then finally, the third way to get paid is surplus funds, which usually takes place after the auction. So the steps that usually happen is the property gets foreclosed at auction, right? And then the property sells for more than what's owed. And then the seller is entitled to excess funds. So this is usually where like the seller will like owe $100,000 on the property and it sells for 150. Now there's 50K in excess funds. You can earn anywhere up to 15% to help the seller submit the claim through the county office. This option requires some county communication to get the list and get registered as a finder and acquire a state registered number, which you have to put on all your claim forms to be paid appropriately. But keep in mind that these three ways to get paid is how you get paid no matter what the timeline is. Each option has its own timeline, but pushes your opportunity ahead 30 to 60 days to ensure you get paid. Listen, getting access to the foreclosure funnel system doesn't mean complication or manual labor. It just means saving time and money, and this means you get the tools to help with automations. Look, leads could be requested from me monthly where I send skip trace lists to your email. And if you didn't get access to the free resources like the deal analyzer, the foreclosure calculator, or any of the approved contracts to do all three ways, it's important to request those right before you set anything up, as these items will help you execute the funnel system. It's also important that you attend all the required meetings because I know you could do this on your own with all the information I gave you, but yet everyone operates differently, and that means everyone could run into different roadblocks, and that will also make you feel like the system doesn't work. I don't want you to get discouraged and become another real estate professional or beginner that's like I give up because things ain't working like planned. Look, reach out to me and join the meetings. Trust me, they will help you move forward, and I have the knowledge you need to succeed. So, how do you get started? Well, it's important that everyone eventually gets an LLC or opens one, at least the initial step covered, which is picking an LLC name, claiming your EIN, and making a logo. If you're using your personal name for now, that's fine. But it's better if you pay your registered agent, which is normally like $49 every 12 months. And then this will give you a business address that you could use on all your paperwork moving forward. This is highly recommended as you'll be working with government agencies, lawyers, and lenders. And then sales and marketing experience is a must. This helps with understanding rejections, rebuttals, and closing strategies that will help with negotiations and meeting state requirements as a deal finder. Look, EIN is free, logos are free, sales and marketing training, it's all free. I'll help you with all of this on one to make sure you get the foreclosure funnel system running and up in 24 hours. Now, let's discuss the back end office. So, your back end system that is operated by you, the owner, will consist of an email software, your website or Google Forms, your Google Sheets for your CRM, and a business phone line. This is a combination of free versus paid tools and resources that will automate the entire foreclosure funnel system. Without these tools and resources in place, you have no place to keep track of your deals, contact information, auction dates, or be able to respond to these highly motivated leads, or be able to run your numbers in 10 minutes or less when these leads fill out your form. So it's highly important that you get these established. But let me make it easy. Let's go through a checklist right now. Pause this video if you need to, but this is what needs to be done before you set up any outgoing automations. Your email software, whether you pick free or paid. Your Canva video, right? This covers sequence number 2 in your campaigns and your sequences, and this describes your LLC intentions and your call to action to fill out a form. Google Forms or your website needs to be established, right? So they have a place to fill out a form and opt into whatever services you're providing. And then a business phone. This gives you, if you're using like the free side of it or like a free 2 option, then you can use your own phone line. If you're using the paid option, we have a highly recommended phone service that's like $149 a year, and like it keeps track of the phone conversations. You could download MP3 recordings. It takes notes of your conversation and summarizes the phone call, all of that good stuff. But no matter which option you choose, you just need to complete these 4 items in order to get started. So each state has its own rules and regulations. So be sure to adhere to each county outline. Look, I'm naturally a research person. So if you need help, just send me a message and I'll help you fill out all the necessary requirements. So as followed, if you're doing the restatement or payoff, right? The first step, you're going to need state approved contracts or LLC required, right? And then you're also going to need an assignment friendly title company. Once you get to the point of the assignment bid, you're going to need the acquisition fee agreement that I could provide to you, the assignment of bid agreement that's provided from the county, and then setting up an escrow account or receiving direct deposit. And then finally, with the surplus funds, you're going to need to be a state registered finder. Your LLC is highly recommended on this, and finding a real estate attorney that won't take any upfront fees or charge you upfront until it's a successful outcome on that claim. And then that's how they get paid. So now, let me show you some examples of these duties and research requirements of some of the things that you might encounter while doing all 3. So when dealing with reinstatement total payoff deals, you'll need to request what's called the bank statement or reinstatement form from the lender. If you email the lender personally after you get your authorization form of release signed by the seller, that's going to usually take like 5 to 10 business days, to be honest. But if you ask the seller, they could just log in and download the recent version. So the highlighted areas that you see on this picture just indicates the numbers that make the total amount, right? Which is the reinstatement amount. And then to the side, you see the outstanding principal balance. And then underneath that, on the other half of the sheet, is basically like all the additional fees, lawyer fees, charge fees, daily rates, whatever they're charging on top of it. And then you see your total accelerated amount. These highlighted areas indicate the numbers that make the total amount owed. This number is the number you use when calculating the debt balance to be paid. Okay, so when dealing with an assignment of bid, you're dealing with the county sheriff's office auction sites, right? And it's important to know which information will be placed on your private contractor agreement, as well as the bid deposit, the 90% balance, and the lawyers assigned to the foreclosure. So what's highlighted here is the bid deposit, which is deposit required, the attorney, right? And then also the winning bid amount of the total purchase price for winning the property. All of this information will help us make the offer to investor A on behalf of investor B, where we typically double the bid deposit to investor A for a quick return, and then have the proper numbers to give to investor B so he knows how much money to pay the county, pay you, and pay investor A. And last is surplus funds. When you access this list either by email or like a PDF download or going directly to your county records office, you'll see the amount owed to the seller or excess total, which is under a docket number, a payee or property owner, and amount of funds available for transfer. So I'll assist you in finding everything you need to know, but as long as we know the person's name and address, we're good to go. But we don't have to waste our time doing that because when they fill out our form and they're going through the entire process from start to finish, we usually have that information ahead of time. So that can help us execute the steps quickly. So, what to expect is the biggest question I get. What do I have to do? Well, the truth is, you only have to work one time every 30 days to set up the outbound system to attract inbound leads. Under your investment options, this is already taken care of for you. And if you want to see how I scrub the data in real time, just join the meetings and I'll help you work the steps. Our process is super simple. Every 3 days, a 5 step sequence goes out to these foreclosure leads, creating introductions, giving the seller more information about you and your business, creating urgency to respond before the auction date, sending out reminders that paperwork needs to be submitted on time, and finally, last attempt notifications to remind them that help is still available. Using spam checkers. This helps with writing your emails properly so they don't get flagged as spam. Setting up triggers. Each follow up sequence will be customized to open rates, click rates, no replies, if not open, if not clicked, or no matter what. And then seller fills out form. If your message to help them is delivered with connection, then they'll fill out your form and opt in, allowing you to contact them by email and SMS. Your automated follow up system will consist of 5 sequences to connect with the property owner who is facing foreclosure. Look, this is not about forcing people to respond to your emails or text messages. This is about understanding state to state compliance and how you get people to respond to you. And when they're ready to seek out your support and expertise, they'll fill out and opt into your forms so that you can contact them. This is how you exercise safe business practices and not get sued $1,500 or more for harassing people to answer you. So, why does this work? Because you don't have to pay for expensive ads no more to get people to reply. You can get the same effect by sending out emails with sequences. I'll show you exactly how to send the best emails that always go straight to inbox and help you deliver up to 500 emails per day. Yet you must join the meetings to understand how and why this works so you can keep getting responses, as each email can never be the same email. So, what are the results? Well, it takes about 44 emails using my system to get one response. So, do the quick math. 44 emails equals one response. So, 88 emails is two responses, right? And then 176 emails for three responses, and so on and so on. So, if we're doing 500 emails per month, this means 11 responses per month, correct? But in order to get you to this point, you need to warm up your emails prior to the process. And then once you're able to warm up your email, we'll gradually increase those leads. And then remember, this requires patience to close. 3 ways to get paid is a process to help an owner, not a quick scheme to get paid. This typically takes anywhere from 30 to 45 days of effort that is required. If you quit for whatever reason, then the system doesn't work. If you remain focused and wait for those replies, I will help you from start to finish until you do this on your own, where you're closing at least one deal a month, or until you start closing 3 deals a month. Every 30 days, set up only once a month. The foreclosure funnel system is designed to help the average 9 to 5 person truly get started in real estate. When done the correct way, this eliminates monthly subscriptions, marketing budgets to spend on ads, hiring VAs, or paying for auto dollar systems and softwares. You're creating a system that will help you get the same results as a 7 figure wholesaler who pays other people to do the job for them. The foreclosure funnel system is your hired agent who can start the conversation and offer you warm leads that are highly motivated and need a solution. I wouldn't want to waste your time and money if this meant the funnel system doesn't work. With my background in marketing, you have access to me and my strategies that makes this funnel system ideal for the beginner and helping and cutting costs and expenses for the experienced. Look, from week one, when I set up my own system using the same tools and resources, I got a form filled out on my website on sequence number 2 after they watched my About Us video. And then I called them the same day and got a contract signed. It's not luck, it's effort. If you have already invested into the foreclosure funnel system, I'll see you at the next meeting. If you have not and watched this video as a demo presentation, follow the links provided and get started in 24 hours. Look, I'm serious when I say no more monthly subscriptions, no more VAs, no more training VAs, no more auto dollars running if you're breaking state laws, and no more daisy chains waste your buyer's reputation. The foreclosure funnel system is designed to give you a fresh start with purpose and confidence. So click that link and fill out the form, and I'll see you at the next meeting.